All right, so today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna take a look at some old school tools and compare them to the new school tools and see which one's better. And see if, I'm gonna try them all out, and I'm gonna see if there's any tool that I would prefer to do it the old way versus the new way. So the first two things that we're gonna compare. We're going to compare a tape measure, your standard normal tape measure. We're going to compare that to, I'm going to call this measuring sticks. I don't know what the actual legitimate term is. A lot of you, if you're kind of young, you've probably never even seen these in your life. But this is how they used to do it back in the day, before they had measuring tapes. You had sticks, and they had the measurements on them, and you just had to unfold them, and then measure whatever you're going to measure, and then I guess fold it back up, and then put it back in your tool belt or whatever, if belts were even invented yet. I think I know which one's gonna win, but we'll see. So there's gonna be a timer on the screen, and I'm just gonna see how long it takes me to measure this board. First, I'll use the tape measure. All right, I'll start back here and go. 26 inches. That was simple. I feel like that's gonna be tough to beat. Go. All right, let's see. Let's fold this thing out. Oh, we're kind of crooked. Oh, gotta fold one more out. 26 inches. So, oh man. I was like off camera, I was looking at this and I was trying to figure out in what situation in the world could this thing be better to have than a tape measure? Because, yes, this thing does stick out kind of far. Actually, I don't want to break it, but you can't fold it all the way out, I don't think, without it breaking. Oh, it's like, I can tell it really wants to snap. So that's 78 inches. I don't know what universe you needed in to extend out that long without any support. I mean, I think I can go past 78 inches with this. I mean, that's 10 foot. And we're still going. Let's go 12 foot. Can it support 12 foot? No, it's going to break. Yeah. So you're not getting anywhere with that. There's no benefit there. You can stick a tape measure out farther. You can hook the tape measure on the edge of stuff. You can't with that. The speed, you can just, like I did, just whip it out, 26 inches. You know, whatever, it folds back up, put it back in your belt. I think there's a pretty obvious reason why these went away and probably nobody uses them anymore. Maybe slight advantage I could see. Measure a bunch of different things repetitively so you could like bring it up to it and then go, okay, that's 26 inches and like get the next one and keep doing that. But you could also just do that with a tape measure. You just lock it and set it there and get the exact same thing. I think this thing kind of wins a little bit is that, say if you want to make a measurement, let's say you want to mark this thing, you want to mark this board at 12 inches. So you can take this, mark it right there, 12 inches. And if you want to mark a line down it, then you can use this as kind of a straight edge. And you can mark your line. Maybe that has an advantage. I don't think so, because you're not going to get a square line. So the square is a little bit big for this, but typically you would just, let's say you want to go 15 inches. Make a mark at 15 inches. And now, so you know your square, right there, there's our line. I don't really see, like I said, I can't come up with any situation where this is going to be better. The old school stuff can go right out the window. Just grab a tape measure. This is going to be way better. All right, before we go any farther, this video is sponsored by Helix. So I've had my Helix mattress now for about a year, and I have nothing but good things to say about it. My old mattress was about 15 years old, and it felt like, compared to this mattress, it felt like sleeping on a bed of rocks. This one feels like sleeping on a cloud. So much, much better. So I'm sure you're probably wondering, how can you get a Helix mattress for yourself? Well, it's very easy. You just go to the Helix website and you take a sleep quiz. Now, in this sleep quiz, they ask you very basic questions, like what type of sleeper you are. Like for me, I sleep on my back and my side. Your age, your height, your weight, a bunch of basic questions. And then you get a mattress suggestion. As you can see, I got the Helix Midnight, which, surprise, surprise, ended up being a perfect fit. So after you take the sleep quiz, the best part happens. You don't have to go to a store and try to figure out how to drag this big mattress home. You don't have to do any of that. It gets shipped straight to your door in a box, rolled up, so it's nice and small. You just carry it into the room, cut the plastic open, and the mattress unfolds itself. You don't have to worry about trying to rent a truck or strap it down or any of that nonsense. It comes straight to your door. And then another plus side is that if you're kind of unsure, Helix has a 100-night sleep trial. All of the mattresses are also fiberglass free. They also have a 10-year warranty, and they have financing options. So if you're looking to upgrade your mattress, now's the time because Helix is doing their Labor Day sale where you can get 25% off. So that's great, but if you see this video a little bit later and you missed the Labor Day sale, you can still get 20% off by using my link. So if you're interested, all of the links will be in the description. So this next one, and this tool has not changed much since it was invented. And whenever I looked it up, the year that it was invented shocked me. I had no idea that it was this old. We're talking about the bubble level. The bubble level was invented in 1661, and they used a glass tube filled with water with a bubble in it. So this technology has not changed much. All we've done is pretty much do the exact same thing and just put it inside of a metal frame. So the question is there something better than this? Or is this just going to continue to be about as good as it gets? So we're going to compare your standard bubble level to a new modern age digital level. And this will tell us how many degrees we got, and it'll tell us if we're level. So I've built a little bit of a jig. This is going to sit right here. And we got this piece that is out of level. And we're going to see which one is the easiest to get level. All right, so I think we should start maybe with it like this. Okay, I'm going to use the old one first. So start the timer now. All right, let's see. How long does it take us to find level? Oh, right there. We're level. Actually. Okay, now we're level. I can see that both bubbles are in. For technology from 1661, works pretty good. Let's restart. Okay, I'll just leave it right here. All right, 3, 2, 1. Boom, we're level. Ah. Are we? 0.1? Come on. Don't play games with me. Okay, there we go. Now we're level. Perfect. Maybe I should look at it from this perspective. If I had to pick one tool to use for the rest of my life, this or bubble level, I think I would pick the bubble level. Because this, I can just put it up here, look at the bubbles. Okay, I'm level. There's no glamour. There's no bells and whistles and all this stuff. It doesn't have any batteries. This bubble is never going to die. Ever. It's never. The only way it's not going to work is if the glass gets broken. And another thing is here, we're just looking at a bubble inside of two lines. If you were doing something very precise, I probably wouldn't go this route. Because there is just a little bit of room on either of these lines where this bubble can kind of be, if the bubble's in between the lines, it's level, because this is the bubbles inside the lines. So is this the same as perfectly perfect level? Unless you're a perfectionist. You're not really focusing on it's not like you're measuring the distance between the bubble and the lines to get it absolutely perfect. The only way I could see this being better than this is if you needed something like precise, perfectly level. Because like this, I would consider this level. But, oh, well. Oh, come on. This thing's a little bit finicky. As soon as I put it on there, it said 0.0. Oh, there we go. I think what I just did was I just proved my point even more, that a bubble level is better than digital. For your standard daily tasks, you can't really beat a bubble level. Something you could do, which is what I have here, is a combination. And here we have a bubble level and a digital level in one. That's pretty much what I would call level. Oh, that's 0.08. So it's not perfectly level. Okay, I would call that level. 0.3. Is this thing just not calibrated, or what's going on here? No, they're actually getting very similar readings. 0.1, 0.0? This one's even, I guess, more precise, 0.08 instead of 0.1. Anyway, you get the point, I think. Just stick with a bubble level. You can just look at the bubble, and it tells you if you're close enough. The only time you need something more than a bubble level is if you just, probably not even for something that's made out of wood. Maybe if you're doing something made out of like steel, and it's like structural, and it's got to be perfect, then okay, go for something digital. But other than that, I'll take the original 1661 bubble level all day long. Reliable, batteries aren't going to die, and it just works. All right, so the next category that we're going to focus on is saws. Today, in the modern era, we have, several different options, but today we're going to focus on the Sawzall. This is, I think, going to be the best option because it's going to be so much faster. But I have two things to compare it to. Just your typical handsaw, Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will cut faster. Maybe this will provide us with a better edge. But then I also have something that a lot of you have been telling me to try for a long time, and now that I have one in my possession, I'm not exactly sure why. So you guys a lot of times have told me to try a Japanese handsaw, and I'm almost positive this is what you were talking about. First thing I want to note, this is a regular handsaw. See how it's got like no wiggle? This thing is as floppy as a pancake. I mean, this thing, look at that. It almost is so floppy, it almost looks like a spatula, like something you could just like flip a pancake with or something. I don't know what this is gonna cut, but I don't think it's gonna be much. I think this is probably meant for like little tiny stuff, like maybe like a little 1x1 or something. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. All right, so first, we're just gonna make a cut with the Sawzall. That'll kind of be our baseline, and we'll see if anything's faster or better. We'll start the timer as soon as this starts. That's pretty good. Not the cleanest cut though, but it was fast. Now let's go back to the 1800s. Here we go. Okay. Not only was that not as fast, it was nowhere near as clean because the end just broke off from the force of pulling the saw because the teeth are so aggressive. So far, Sawzall with a blade, like, way out in the lead. I think there's a reason that nobody uses these anymore. This is like an absolute last resort. You don't have a Sawzall, you don't have a circular saw, you don't have anything else. I don't see any way that this is superior at all. Now let's go for this Japanese spatula. I'll probably end up using both, but I think I'll probably use the coarse side first because that kind of seems to match the teeth on both of these. So we'll see what that does. I'm really worried that it's just gonna like jam and then just like bend. So let's see. Come on. Okay, that was the absolute worst out of the whole bunch. It left the most, like, end where it just ripped off. It kept binding and then, like, bending just like I suspected it would. Well, like, why did you guys want me to try this so bad? It's horrible. This is bad. Sake of comparison, let's try the fine edge. Maybe there's something different there. That was really bad. Let's try again. I think this is going to be a cleaner cut, but okay, so a much cleaner cut, but man, it took like twice as long almost. I think my hypothesis pretty much stands. The bad part is this is only a 2x4. So what if you're cutting something bigger? I have a 6x6. We're gonna try to cut through that, and I think it's just gonna make everything a whole lot worse. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, why are we going from a 2x4 straight to a 6x6? The answer is simple. I don't have a 4x4. Thought I did, but I don't. All right, here we go. I feel like I'm in trouble. If that's how long it took with a Sawzall, this is gonna be rough. All right, rest in peace, my arm. If I even make it through here, let's go. My arm already hurts. I feel like I need to flip it so I can get some more traction or something. We'll keep this in as part of the time because this is what it takes. Oh yeah, I feel like we're going faster now. Come on. Yeah, flipping it over helped a whole lot. That's a very crooked cut, but that's on me. I think I'm gonna take a break. All right, I think I'm good. I think I've recovered, and I should be able to perform my best. Again, I guess we'll go with the coarse side. I don't even know if it's gonna be possible to cut through this 6x6 with this, but we'll give it a try. I think the key with this might be keep it real light so that it doesn't bind up and try to bend the blade. That's obviously gonna cost us some more time. All right, let's go. Okay, I think I might have to flip it a little bit more often with this one. Come on, you're killing my time here. Come on, don't do that. Maybe I wasn't recovered. So time to flip it over again. Whew. My forearms are burning. There's no way you're cutting a 6x6 with this. There's just no way. think we should be mostly through. I can tell, what sucks is I can tell on this side that my lines don't line up. So that kind of sucks. Okay, we gotta be, let's just cheat a little bit here. I think we're all the way through. I just think that where my lines aren't lining up, that's what's holding it on. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I gotta flip it over again. We'll do maybe like the double flip. Let's see, where do you need to go through? Whew. All right, that's time. Is it clear who the winner is? Is there even any questions now? This thing is for pancakes. Use that thing as like a spatula, flip pancakes, burgers, maybe cut like little, I don't even know, like little 1x1s, something. Whew. All right, our next and last item, we're gonna be comparing the old hand drill to a powered drill. I think we know which one's better. I'm honestly not really looking forward to trying to drill holes with this, but somebody's got to do it. I'm going to use a 3/4 inch speed bore bit for the first test, and we'll see how long it takes. I'm just going to go full throttle. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that took like, I don't even know, 2 seconds maybe. I don't even know if this is going to be possible with this thing. Maybe I'll turn with my right hand. Actually, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go closer to me so I can put more weight on it. There we go. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. That obviously took longer, but that wasn't bad. I expected this to be sort of like the handsaw and just like be sitting here just turning this thing forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and nothing happens. So that wasn't bad. So drilling a hole wasn't really that bad. I'm still honestly a little bit shocked. That went way smoother than I thought it would. So let's just try putting in a regular screw with a drill, of course. No time at all. Very easy. This is going to be a little bit trickier. All right, let's go. That wasn't that bad either. And then also probably didn't take that much longer. Let's be very clear here. We're only doing one screw. If I had 500 screws to put in, then the little bit of speed savings from the drill would add up extremely. And then also, say if I had to do 500 of them, I can't even imagine doing 500 screws throughout like an entire workday, just over and over, just hand cranking in every single screw over and over. All right, so just for fun, I have a really long screw. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna switch hands. All right, go. Much more difficult to get started. Kind of wants to wobble all over the place. All right, now I think we're good. I think this thing might be a piece of junk. What's going on here? I'm not necessarily going to blame blame the old style of tool. I think this particular one, since it was very cheap, is just not that good. Okay, I think the jaws on this thing are just garbage. Well, that sucks. That kind of ruins the next test. Long screws are going to be more of a problem with this. And the longer the screw, the harder it's going to be, because you have to, there's no way to do like a one-hand operation. So like with this, no matter how long the screw is, you can hold the screw with one hand and then start to screw it with the other. With this, in order to turn it, you have to use both hands. So you got to kind of balance it and then turn it to get it going. That's a huge downside. So you're pretty much limited to, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 inch screws, something like that, before you start running into problems. So that kind of sucks. All right, our last test, which now, like I said, I think is going to be ruined. I want to see if we can put a 1/2 inch hole through the 6x6 with the hand drill. I think that chuck is garbage. So it's probably going to give us a problem. See if this thing doesn't get ripped out of my hands. 3, 2, 1. That was so easy. That went straight through. Way easier than I thought. The tip of that is hot. I'll be shocked if we make it through here. All right, here we go. It's like off-centering the chuck, because the chuck is just garbage. I almost need like something to stand on, because it's too tall. Let me stand on the top to the table. All right, now we might be getting somewhere. Man, this sucks. To be completely honest. Is this really back in the day? This is what they did to drill holes like this? Alright, switch arms. We gotta be getting close. Oh, the tip is out the bottom. We're practically there. Come on. You're right there. Oh. Okay, never mind. We made it through a long time ago. It just doesn't have the same type of feedback. I don't know how I'm gonna get this out of here. Whew. Can you imagine doing construction, like, I don't know, whenever they used these things, like in the 20s or something? I'm not even gonna worry about getting that thing out. What kind of surprised me is, you'd think it would be mostly like hand and forearm turning this thing. And it is, like you use a lot of forearm turning it, but it's your elbow. Whenever you're not used to like churning something, like right deep in my elbows really started hurting. I think it's clear who the winner is, and I think it's very clear why we upgraded from this garbage to this. Like, can you imagine being a construction worker, you know, way back when, and then you show up to work and they're like, all right, we got 100 holes that need drilled for, I don't know, whatever. And then they hand you this and they're like, all right, get to work. That's like your whole day right there. That's all you're doing is just drilling holes. Whenever you could, in today's day, you could take a drill, knock that out in like 5 minutes. That's ridiculous. All right, so I think it is very easy to see, and it's also very clear why we made advancements in certain areas and other areas we didn't. The bubble level. It was invented a bajillion years ago, and we never really changed it. Why? Because it's simple and it just flat out works. There's no frills, no bells and whistles. It's just a bubble and it works all the time. Whereas you compare that to like the hand saw or the hand drill, forget about it. We, as a society, we would have never made it anywhere probably if we never invented like the electric drill. We would still be like the Amish out here hand cranking screws in, and it would probably take, like, to build a house, it would probably take 100 years to build one house. If you just like look at drywall and how many screws go into drywall, it would take all day. Or you'd have to have 200 people all working at once to get it done. Especially after getting my hands on this stuff and using it, it all makes sense. So if I had to pick one tool to only use the old version versus the new version, I would have to go with the bubble level. I've always used a bubble level, always will. I don't think I'll ever switch to using a digital level, probably ever. I'm interested to know your thoughts in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.